What's up, everybody? Welcome to the 2300 Gear Jammer channel. I've ordered some parts for the Pinto wiring harness, so instead of just waiting until that stuff shows up, I'm trying to get more videos out and show some of the other stuff I do. I've decided to mess with the Ranger, and I want to get it to the track, get Trevor down the track, and this truck's a lot of fun at the track. Anyway, so the last time I drove it was for the snow video.
I believe I can fly.
It's up there. Yes! Take that, Trevor! Which was the most fun that I've had in this thing. And unfortunately, it got pretty warm when I got it stuck that last time I was trying to rock it out of place. It didn't blow steam out or anything, but it definitely overheated. So I drove it up to the shop today real quick, checked the water, and it was none in it. So worst case scenario, we've got a radiator hose or a radiator, maybe a head gasket. That's kind of a common thing. If it needs a head gasket, not the end of the world. We'll just put one on it. We'll call that worst case scenario. We're gonna put some water in it and see how bad it is. It can't be that bad. I said worst case was the head gasket. I hadn't thought about it. Actual new, updated, revised worst case scenario would be the rear freeze plug, which sounds like it is a waterfall towards the back of the engine. So it's either the one in the cylinder head or the one in the block. My luck's not that good, so I'm sure it's going to be the one in the block, which means you got to pull the transmission out. I am going to be late for dinner. Let's try it one more time just to be sure. Oh no. I can feel the back of the cylinder head, and that freeze plug's in there. So that means it is probably the one in the back of the block. Not probably. It is the one in the back of the block, or the block busted. Here we go. I forgot this nasty thing was in the way. Junk! Alright, so I was thinking about it when I was pushing the other Pinto out. I kind of need to diagnose this thing before I pull the transmission out, just in case something's wrong with the engine. So I'm going to work through some of the issues, and we're going to make a list. We're going to go through everything a step at a time. And I know this thing had some problems, and this engine has been beat. So the first thing, it had a misfire. Don't know what cylinder, don't know what was causing it. And the cylinder head's a junkyard piece that I really didn't check. I just put it on. So it could be a head gasket, could be something wrong with cylinder head, pistons, rings, who knows. So I'm going to do a cylinder leakage test. You can check the video for the cam timing on that for how I did that. And what else? I know I've got an exhaust leak, so I'll probably start and go ahead and get the turbo and the exhaust manifold off of it and out of the way. And the entire time this truck has been turboed, it's been run on the wastegate. So it's only like 12, 13 PSI. Anytime I hook a boost controller to it, boost just runs away and it makes a mess of things. So we're gonna look into that. And that minor issue where all the water fell out. We should look into that at some point. But we're gonna do engine stuff first and see where we end up. Put your guesses in the comments, whatever you think's wrong with this thing. And I'll be here if you need me. Yep. Wow. Pretty good. Way better than I thought. All right, there's some good news. The worst cylinder leakage was only like 10%. So maybe it's just an ignition issue. This engine's got like 260,000 miles on it and has had a very rough life. So, and the whole story of this truck's pretty funny. I'll get to that at some point. For now, since I got some energy, I'm gonna pull the transmission out, and that should only take about 2 seconds. And it's out. And really out. The problem is that freeze plug was missing, and I was gonna make a joke and say, oh, there, you know, I'll just use this one, but it's gone. I don't see any dust. I don't see, it doesn't fit out anywhere. Like, that thing has managed to vaporize without a trace. So I'm wondering if somebody broke in and stole it and put the transmission back in. Say, I got you. Anyway, all right, I'm gonna fix that. Put all this mess back together. Really? The light busted all by itself, and boof. You son of a bitch. Really? Come here. Look, see? That's normal. All right, there's no way that was my fault. The drop light bulb busted all by itself. I was working up here, and then I saw the underneath of the truck start to glow from up top. So, there you go. Count that for one more time that the Ranger is caught on fire and everything is completely fine. Yeah. All right, when the truck catches on fire and it doesn't even have a battery in it, that's when it's time to go home. We'll start again tomorrow. I think I see what happened. I assume that a little bit of brake fluid from the clutch, where I had that unhooked, dripped on the bulb. The bulb blew up. A fireball made its way to the other side of the truck, caught the paper towel on fire, and the Ranger tried to kill itself again. That's a good sign. I think that's a sign of some great things to come. All right, transmission's back in, shifter's back together. These things have a ton of slop, so that's an awful mess. And bled the clutch, and that stuff I assume is going to be fine. And it was only one fire, so we're doing good. Next thing is the downpipe. You can see it's leaking, so I'm going to see if I can resurface this a little bit better. And I'll do the same thing on the turbo. But I need to pull this off anyway. This truck actually has a complete catalytic converter, so I'm going to straight pipe that section of it at some point. I'll just take a file and hit the back side of this, and it highlights the really bad spots. These are so bad you can feel it with your finger. But I'm just gonna go super slow, and we'll get it as good as we can. All done. There's the unintended repair. So the transmission's back in, freeze plugs in, all that stuff's done. So I didn't really think I was gonna have to do that. Thought this was gonna be a little bit easier, but that's how these things go. Next video is going to be doing upgrades that I should have done when I turboed this thing to begin with, but I like running on the ragged edge of things and just seeing how it works out. So next video, we're gonna upgrade some stuff. We'll make a list, work through everything that I can, and then the video after that, more than likely, I should have everything for the Pinto, but if this thing's ready to go to the track, we may as well do that. And the first video for the new 2300 Gear Jammer channel is going to be this Ranger. I hadn't planned on that either. So this thing is a blast. I've made 30 passes at the track with it, and it has run about as fast as I think it's going to for what was sitting there. So we may as well turn it up a little bit. I've never turned the truck up, and I've never really tried to run a good number with it. So we're going to do that. And that's it for this one. We'll see you on the next one. Bye!